Man, I just noticed that a lot of my young people, a lot of my peers, a lot of people are like giving up easy, getting on drugs, popping pills, high off perks, on Sherm. I mean, a lot of people are developing an alcohol dependency. Like I noticed that as well. I noticed that some people, go from like occasional drinking to like drinking every day to like can't be without drinking. Like it's just really sad because it's like, man, like I know like when you are depressed and like anxiety and depression is like it has like chokehold on you. Like it feels like it's like impossible to get away from, right? It just like to wake up and you have this heavy, lingering, stronghold feeling on over you, and you get up and you wake up and you're just like, oh my God, it's like a burden on you every single day, in a dark light over you every single day. Now I know that that can be a lot. And carrying a burden like that, you can't just carry it on your own. You need God to carry it for you, right? So the reason why I can speak to the situation is because I have been in that situation, you guys. After I lost my dad, and even like when he got hurt, and even before, like just growing up, I had a beautiful life, but I had a lot of dark times. But after my dad got sick and he got hurt and all the other stuff, like I've never felt depression so heavy, right? And it was so heavy to where I started getting sick, you guys. Like, it's sick in the hospital. Like, my dad had to call the ambulance to come and get me type sick. Like, I was just internalizing everything. And but with prayer and with God, God, I just kept praying, you guys. Because, like, when you're in a depressional state like that, the only thing you can do is pray. The only thing you can do is try to get help. Just really just sitting there and holding it in and dealing with it. Sometimes that's not the answer, Sometimes you have to do more. Like me as a woman, as a black woman at that, I didn't believe in counseling. Like I'm like a grown alpha stubborn man. Like I'm not doing counseling, bro. I don't need counseling. I'm strong. I've got it. I don't need nobody I got it. Like I got all the answers, but I noticed that I did not have all the answers. And once I started doing counseling, I noticed that my communication and everything started to build, and I was able to really start dealing with depression. And like you guys, I've been depression free over like 10 years, and that's God. 15 years. And it's like no depression bones in my body, but y'all can't just give up so easy like that. Like I get frustrated, and maybe because it's my upbringing, I never had and I'm not saying this is right, but this is how I was raised, right? Because my dad didn't want me to be a naive, easy manipulated woman. He wanted me wanted me to be a strong woman that handle my own, that stands on my own, that can take care of my load and everybody else's load. Like I was just raised like that. So I'm not saying that it was healthy, probably not for a woman. You always hear that men always say like, every time I was crying, they were saying, stop crying, like sissies, crybabies only cry, and don't do that, suck that up and all other stuff. But like, okay, men were told that, right? Imagine a woman being told that, okay? I was always told that. I was the oldest. I was the strongest. You know what I mean? And I've always been a strong-willed person. So I didn't have time to cry. I didn't have time to feel sorry for myself. I was in situations and crisis situations where I didn't have time to think about myself. I had to go in survivor mode and think for everybody else around me. So I've always been like that. And I've always been, look, don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you break. They want to see you break. Don't do that, right? So I was raised on that. So when it came to communication, when it came to anything, my friends were so confused because they were like, look, like, you're telling me that your dad died and you didn't share one tear? Like, you're telling me that your uncle died and you didn't share one tear? Like, this ain't normal, right? But the thing is that I was numb and I was so sad, but I've always been raised to, if you're feeling a certain type of way, if you're feeling depressed, do not be selfish. You handle that on the back end of behind closed doors, right? And then when you come out, then your family, you don't all your burdens, you don't lay that out on everybody else. That's your personal business. You handle that, right? So the downfall about that is that like I was carrying so much, that it was so much on my plate, and it was so much that I needed to get out, that I did slip into a depressional state. right? So I say that to say that I was always the strong person, and always being the strong person is not always the answer, you know? So me being able to talk, to verbalize, and honestly, I was in a position to where I could not feel sorry for myself, and my dad would not allow me to feel sorry for myself. You know, I never wanted to be the victim. Sometimes I think that's bad, because when other people are feeling sorry for themselves or poor me, it makes me upset. Okay? It makes me upset because I'm just like, I've been through the worst of the worst situations, right? So I'm like, if I'm able to pull myself through those situations, I'm able to still praise God, I'm able to still breathe, I'm able to still keep going, I'm able to still accomplish goals, and I'm able to still live and still smile. Nobody had that type of grace for me. So sometimes I don't have that grace for other people, right? So I'm just like the type, sometimes you just got to suck it up. Sometimes you just have to get her done. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you don't got time to feel sorry for yourself. Feeling sorry for yourself is not going to solve your problems. Feeling sorry for yourself is not going to clean up the mess that you caused in your life. Feeling sorry for yourself is not going to clean up those mistakes that you made. Feeling sorry for yourself is not going to make nobody give you $1 million. Feeling sorry for yourself is not going to make your dreams come true. Feeling sorry for yourself is detrimental to yourself. So I'm at that point where you got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You got to get up. You got to pull yourself. You got to just get it goddamn together. And then I was looking at other people's situations, you guys, and other people in worse situations than me. And that's what made me realize, like, what are you complaining for? You have nothing to complain about. Like, get up and do it, right? So I'm going to tell you, you got to get up and do it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's not going to solve nothing. I'm sorry if I'm giving you tough love, but tough love it is. Get up and make something happen, man. You can't change your childhood. You can't change who your parents are. You can't change what you've been through. You can't change your mistakes, okay? You can't change the hand you were dealt, but the now and the present and the future, you can change that. You can change the narrative of your story. You can start making good decisions. You can start making good choices. You can start cleaning up your life. You can start getting rid of toxic people. You can start, channeling your thinking. You can start turning your negative thoughts into positive stars. You can start praying. You can start doing positive things. You can start praying. You can start doing positive things. You can start volunteering. You can start going to school. You can start by finding another job. You can start by finding a job that pays better than your job. You can start now. I feel like everybody wants everything handed to them. I don't want nothing handed to me. Everything that I want, I go after it, and I get it every single time, right? Sometimes you just gotta shut up and don't complain. Sometimes I feel like when you start complaining or you start being ungrateful, how is God gonna bless you more? If you're not grateful for where you're at in your life, if you're not grateful for what God has done, if you're not grateful for what God has brought you through, what makes you think he's going to bring more into your life, right? I'm not saying that my life is perfect, and there's a lot of areas in my life that needs to improve, but I'm here to tell you that I pray, and I pray and I thank God for the little things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of person that I don't care if I'm broke or have a little bit of money, I'm going to pay all my bills first, right? So I pay all my bills first. My bills are always paid on time. I don't have one late payment on my credit. My bills are always paid on time, right? And even if I'm tight or a little tight on money, I just thank God that I was able to pay those bills. I thank God that I'm able to live in a very nice house. I thank God that that I'm blessed with a sports car that I've always dreamed of and I always wanted. And I always said I was going to get. That's an example of always getting what I want. I wanted a Challenger. I got a Challenger. You know what I mean? It wasn't the brand new. I got it in, what did I get it in? I think I got it in 2020 and it's a 2018. So I got it in 2020, but it's a 2018. Sorry about that. Somebody was prank calling me. But anyway, I didn't care that it wasn't brand new. I wanted a Challenger. It had, at the time, it was a 2018. It had like 16,000 miles on it, had rims on it, beautiful car. I didn't care about the model. I just was blessed with the car, and I thank God for that car. Every single day, I still thank God for that car. And I had that car for like 5 years, you guys. It got, it's big. You know what I'm saying? I got to work on my driving skills. Got a little dent and little scratches and stuff. But every day I take care of that car. I wash it. I thank God every day for that car. Even if my job could be overwhelming, right? But I thank God that I have consistent income coming in. I thank God that I'm able to wake up and say I have a job. I thank God that I'm able to have sick time and PTO hours and all those hours, parental leave hours if I need to take that. So it's like, no matter what, you have to be grateful and really thank God for what he's doing. So it's just like really thinking, you got to be grateful, man. You can't just sit over here, just pity party me, feeling down on yourself. You want God to bless you more, you got to be grateful for what you have, right? If you cry, oh my God, I'm just going to look at you like, and like life goes on, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm tired of people feeling sorry for themselves. I'm tired of people of always like complaining about everything, like their life, how sucky your life is. Bro, change it. Shut up and change it. You know what I'm saying? Be grateful. Thank God for what you have now. And that will, when you thank God and you're grateful for what you have now, God is that allows God to bless you with even more. You know what I'm saying? Like me, people always say, you've been through a lot of sad times in your life. How are you able to still think positive? Because God does that. When I pray and I ask God, you guys, for depression, ask God to remove depression. You know, your addiction, ask God to remove your addiction. You know, try. I'm not saying it's easy to get off drugs. I'm not saying it's easy to stop drinking alcohol. I'm not saying it's easy to get off pills. But I'm saying that's only going to make your situation worse. It's not going to make your situation better. It may make it feel like, you know, when you do the drugs or whatever, it may allow you to feel like it's over. It's, you know, your life is at ease for however short amount of time the drugs, you know, takes the pain away. And then what? When you come down from the drugs, guess what? You're back feeling the same way. So instead of poisoning your body, you know what I'm saying? Just got to pray and stop feeling sorry for yourself. I'm going to tell you this now. I don't feel sorry for you. Why? Because you can do better. Why? Because you are going to do better. Why? Because God is going to bless you. Why? Because you're so beautiful. You're so handsome. You're so talented. You can do anything in this world you want to do. But guess what? You have to believe you can do it. You can't sit over here and you can't sit over here and what I used to do all the time is that I wanted my parents to speak life into me, right? And I noticed, look, they can't speak life into you. You have to speak life into yourself. Your grandmother, your aunts, your uncles, your friends, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, nobody can't build up your confidence. Nobody can't build up your belief. Nobody can't build up how you feel about you. You have to build up and change how you feel about you. You have to feel good about yourself. You have to know that you can make the change. You have to know that you are worthy to have a better life. You have to believe that you are worthy of having a better conscience. You have to believe that you are worthy of functioning without drugs, without alcohol. You have to believe that. But feeling sorry for yourself and just talking about what shoulda, coulda, woulda, man, like that is so annoying when you talk to people that talk about what they coulda have, what they shoulda have. Like, let's talk about what we could get. Let's talk about positive things. Let's talk about the positive things that we're doing in life. Don't sit around here and talk about all the negative things that you're doing in your life. I used to do that all the time, you guys. Just drill and talk about the negative things and all the mistakes that I made. And I look up and I'm like, why am I so exhausted? You're exhausted because you're over here being a negative damn Nancy and talking about negative stuff that you don't have it's just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. So what I'm telling you, don't feel sorry for yourself. Make the freaking change. Make the change. If you don't change your mindset, if you don't change your belief system, nothing's going to change. If you don't change, your situation is not going to change. If you don't change, your mindset is not going to grow. You're going to be small-minded. You're going to stay in a box. Don't you know when you have that one friend or that one family member or whoever that is always in the box and always in the standstill and always recycling what they want to do, what they could do, what they wish they can do? They're in a box because they're not really changing. Change, take one thing that you feel like that you have to work on, right? Take that one thing, change it. Right? And another thing that you have to work on, change that. Right? So these small things in your life, just start changing them. Right? Then you will notice that everything in your life, everything will come together and everything will shift because you are changing. And stay away from people that are negative. I'm telling you, if you're negative or you always talk about people, You will not catch me around you. I'm telling you. Everybody around me, everybody in my circle, all my friends are a lot like me. They talk about positivity. They talk about how they can change the world, what they're going to do to change the world. They talk about things like that, right? They talk about, if they talk about negative things, they're only talking about negative things for a short amount of time, and then they're on the next thing. People always wonder why you don't hang out with me. Because if I don't hang out with a person, you guys, it's because they're two-faced, they're negative, or they're just not on the same frequency that I'm on. And I cannot be around negative people or people that talk about other people. Because I'm the type of person, I'm not going to talk about you. If you're doing something that I don't like, or if I feel like you're doing things that are detrimental to your life, if I see that or I feel that, guess what? I'm going to tell you because I care about you. I have a relationship with you. I care about your well-being. So I'm going to be a woman that I am, and I'm going to come to you and I'm going to tell you, look, I'm worried. Right? And I don't care if you're going to get mad at me or not. If I say I'm your friend, real friends are going to tell you about yourself. If you're negative, they're going to tell you. If you're with the wrong person, they're going to tell you. If you're doing things that's messing up your life, they're going to tell you. If you're on drugs and it's messing up your life and it's making you look a mess, they're going to tell you. If you're not going to hold me accountable, or if you can't tell me, or you're not honest with me, you can't be my friend. You can't be around me. If you're not honest and you're not straightforward, I can't. We can't be friends like that. We can't be friends about that. I got a friend named Leon. Him and I have a very, very, very strong similar personalities, right? If I do something, he gonna tell me. He don't care how it sounds, he gonna tell me. And y'all think this is crazy. I don't get offended. Because that's the only way I'm gonna grow, is by having other people around me they can see things that I don't see, and they're gonna tell me. I don't want nobody around me that's gonna talk about me. I don't want nobody around me that in front of my face, everything's fine, but they're going around here talking behind my back. I don't do that to other people, so I don't want people to do that to me. Right? Start cleaning up your life. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stay away from negative people. I'm telling you. I know y'all hear this all the time, but I'm just telling you. Like, I'm not going to sit here and hear you be pity party. Change it. If you don't like the way you dress, change it. If you don't like the car you drive, buy another car. If you don't like where you live, change your living situation. If you are sitting on, like, you guys, I be on YouTube, right? And I like watching like stuff that talks about, like, watching what my daughter was watching it too, where you watch people like change up their house and they're renovating and they're buying things and they're putting all these cool little gadgets and all that. So I'm a 90s baby, right? So I'm used to them, them thick back TVs. I'm used to all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? When we got the smart TV, my brother and my daughter had to come and teach me how to work it, because I'm not big on technology like that. But I thought it was so neat, right? And at this time we were living in a three bedroom apartment, right? So when I was living in a 3-bedroom apartment, now mind you, the apartment was nice, right? We got a lot of compliments, but I was like, dang, like, I want a nice house. I want a house that looks like this. I want a patio, and I was detailed with it. I want a house that has a patio, furniture. I love how people have hammocks. My mom has a beautiful backyard, you guys. When you go into the house, it's like the backyard. There's no blinds at all. You can see out in the backyard, and the backyard's huge, right? And she has a hammock hanging from one tree to the other tree. So I was like, dang, I love that. Now, look, I don't got no tree, right? I don't have no trees back there, just rocks. But my husband, as a gift, he was able to get me like the hammock stand and a hammock, right? So I was able to put that back there. So then also I was like, dang, man, I be seeing like how people have like the coffee stands, and they have like the where people can make their coffee and, all that stuff. I think that's amazing, right? So I was like, okay. So now I've been looking and trying to find coffee stuff and all that to bring it in my house. So I use that to say that, like, what I want, I live that reality. So if you're watching other people, don't be jealous. Change it. If somebody has a car you want, work on your credit and work on paying your bills on time, so that way you can walk into that lot and walk out with not even 30 minutes with the car you want. Right? If you live in a studio apartment and you want to upgrade to a 1-bedroom apartment, get your money up, get everything up, and in that year, the next year, have it to where you go and you apply and upgrade to a 1-bedroom apartment. Don't be jealous, bro. Don't be jealous. Make changes in your life. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Put everything to action, you guys. I'm like a living witness. Everything that I want, I get. And if there's something that I don't like, I change it. Bottom line. Like, for example, my wardrobe. I was looking at my stuff. I'm like, okay, all this stuff is hoish looking. His hoe is looking, it's like all the sides are cut out, legs cut up, butt cheeks out. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but I'm looking, I'm like, man, I don't like this look. Like, I don't like this look for me. So I was blessed to get a gift card for Christmas from Shein. I love Shein. I know, pretty sure everybody does. So I was looking at like the button-up nice shirts, the blouses, the really nice like business attire jeans, really, you know, dainty necklaces and earrings. And I was looking at stuff like that, and I was like, wow. And I watched videos of women that like dress like that, and it's fly, right? And I'm like, that's how I want to dress. I'm no longer into crop tops and see-through dresses, and I'm no longer into that. God delivered me from that. And I'm like, dang, I like this aesthetic, so I'm gonna change it. Right? So change your life. Stop sitting over here feeling sorry for yourself. You don't like your appearance, you need to stop eating all them goddamn junk food and start substituting with some healthier food to lose weight. You're not happy with your weight, baby steps. Baby steps get the job done. You ain't got to starve yourself or just eat salads for a month. Baby steps. Start changing and stop complaining. All I got to say.